Well, today does mark day 4 of the Republican walkout in Salem. The Capitol is scheduled to be open again in just a few hours. But yesterday, lawmakers closed the building and canceled the Senate session after militia groups announced they'd be coming to protest. But even with the building closed, a small crowd of protesters did show up. KGW's Art Edwards takes us to Salem.
Whether anyone's in the building or not, it is important to be here.
A couple of dozen people stood in front of Oregon's Capitol building Saturday. They were there to support the 11 GOP senators who've left town to block a vote on cap and trade. The gathering was smaller than originally expected because armed right-wing militia groups also said they would be at the Capitol. That prompted officials to close the building. The gathering was small, but the people there felt it was important to be in Salem.
The message has to be sent. Listen. The legislature does not just represent Portland. It represents all of Oregon.
Democrats have pushed back at the idea that the legislature is only serving Portland.
We operate to serve the state, and we do serve our constituents, but you find Democrats from Portland who are very supportive of things that are very important in the rural areas. So that's never been true.
Oregon Democrats tweeted out this wanted poster. It shows the 11 Republicans who are away from Salem. It reads, "Wanted, fugitives from justice and their jobs." The senators are reportedly in Idaho. Governor Kate Brown this week deployed state police to bring them back. State law allows that. This is all about House Bill 2020, the cap and trade bill. It's aimed at limiting pollution by making the largest polluters in Oregon pay for each ton of emissions released. The money will go toward paying for cleaner energy. Cap and trade would also limit emissions, and limits would get smaller every year. People against the bill worry gas prices will go up significantly and drive businesses out of state. Supporters argue mainly large polluters will be impacted, and the bill will help create new jobs focused on green energy.
And our thanks to Art Edwards for that report. Now, the session is scheduled to start at 10 a.m. Protesters say they plan to rally at the state capitol. Take a look at what else happened during the protest in Salem. We're told a woman brought a horse to the rally, and apparently you can lead a horse up to the Capitol steps, but you can't make him come down. Oregon State Police made a ramp out of plywood and tried to pull it down, but it wouldn't budge. We're told the owner was eventually able to get the animal to step down sideways. Well, of course, we will keep covering the walkout and the fallout all weekend. You can find updates today at kgw.com and across our social media platforms. You probably didn't feel it, but things were active off the coast of Oregon yesterday. This map shows where the cluster of earthquakes struck. That spot is about 220 miles off the coast of Newport. The first quake hit around 5:45 a.m. and they kept hitting until 7:30. The largest was a magnitude 5.4. All of the quakes hit along the Blanc fracture zone where the Pacific and Juan de Fuca plates meet. We're learning more about a cougar encounter in Cascade Locks that ended with deputies shooting and killing the animal. With her baby sleeping in the car, Emily Elliott says it stalked her from the bushes Friday night as she unloaded groceries. She says her dog spotted it and started barking. With her son safe in the car, she called 911.
I'm just thinking, like, what if he wakes up crying and it draws the cougar in closer, and like, how soon is someone going to be able to get here? My heart was just literally pounding out of my throat. Like, I was just really thankful that he was safe in there.
Oh, scary with the baby right there. Now, Elliot did tell us that she's relieved she and her child got out safely, but she knows other neighbors have spotted cougars recently. And a rep from the Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife says that this cougar was a male in good condition. The agency has gotten 4 solid reports of sightings in just the last week. That includes this one from Friday, caught on a doorbell camera in Sandy. They blame it on an increasing human population and a decreasing deer population, a main source of food for cougars. A lot of times, homeless people have to seek out resources to get help. But today, we're talking about a different concept, actually bringing services to people who need them the most. In this case, it's trucks loaded up with shower stalls and laundry facilities. As KGW's Maggie Vespa explains, they're hitting the road within the week.
Big and blue, they're bringing the bare necessities.
5 showers, 1 ADA.
Showers, laundry facilities, even barber's chairs with, staff note, cowhide seat covers.
That's a very important point. We will be providing haircuts.
But in all seriousness, what you're looking at is a big, privately funded boost for people living on the streets. Those trucks, purchased, outfitted, and soon to be run by the nonprofit Oregon Harbor of Hope, are slated to hit the streets by early next week to bring those basic services to people struggling with homelessness year-round.
I mean, these are things we all take for granted, all those of us that are sheltered. But our hope is it's going to be, yes, we're offering services and radical hospitality.
To start, the trucks will be on the road in Multnomah, Clackamas, and Washington counties, 5 hours a day, 5 days a week, parking at churches, camps, and businesses. They'll post their schedule online and move every day to reach as many people as possible.
It's very humbling, at least in my eyes. You know, because there's a lot of people that don't want to give us time of day.
The rollout comes as construction nears its end on another project by the same nonprofit. You might have noticed this green building going up under the Broadway Bridge. One of Oregon Harbor of Hope's founders, developer Homer Williams, has been pushing it for years. These are the renderings that made the headlines. It'll be a homeless navigation center, a low-barrier shelter with intensive case management for those staying there. Today, Williams confirmed the plan is to have it finished, staffed, and open on August 1st. Maggie Vespa, KGW News.
Thank you, Maggie. A lot of big things happening there. And for more info on both of these projects, you can head to Oregon Harbor of Hope's website. We have a link in this story at kgw.com. Portland's Alberta neighborhood has a new crown jewel. Check out the Alberta Commons near Alberta and MLK. The economic development group Prosper Portland has been working on this for quite a while to help minority-owned businesses find and rent affordable commercial space. Most of the businesses who moved in are owned by people who grew up in the Alberta area. That includes Theodis Kaysen and Jamal Lane, who own Kaysen's Fine Meats and Champion's Barbershop.
I think it's amazing. It's a lot of older buildings, on this strip, and to have something brand new and fresh, I think is a great step in the right direction.
It's young men holding up the corner. He's younger than me, but we grew up here. He's holding up one end and I'm holding up the other end, and we're just proud to be here.
The official grand opening for Alberta Commons is set for next month, but a lot of businesses are already open now. Go check it out.